viewer. We are in very interesting times, and I'm going to tell you a little story, and I may not be up much longer. YouTube is getting ready to yank the rug out from under me due to my political opinions. So let me get the sketch that I would like for you to see. I was not going to give a chat today, but honestly, things are like really very, very, very ugly. And I feel an obligation, even though I'm going to say that I am going to pretty soon be choosing myself over helping other people because it's getting downright dangerous. And if people are not listening to me, then I have no reason to be delivering information. That happened to me with my family for decades, and they classified me as crazy for 30 years or borderline. I have a feeling they're sorry that they did that now, but so let me show you something. I had an exchange with my banker, and I have been getting information from remote viewers and psychics that people have been living off of my income. And I actually had to change from the Bank of America and Wells Fargo because they were taking my money and playing games and laughing about it because they have done this forever. So I'm in a different bank now, but there's still issues, and I'm still being saying they're taking your money. How can that be? So I decided yesterday to say to my banker, and I have 3 banks. So I'm not saying which bank it is, so I cannot be accused of accusing a bank of something. But I said to the banker, because I needed something and I was on the phone, do you know so and so, which is the guy that was my handler for 20 years? No, I don't know him. Over the phone. Okay. We hung up. But a minute later, my remote viewing intentions, which is to give me information if I need it to protect myself, gave me a piece of information. This was how my banker looked when we hung up. Like 2 seconds after I asked her if she knew so and so, and she said no. Her head exploded. Now, this level of explosion, you end up with a stroke, heart attack, totally high blood pressure. You can't function. And you can only have that level of explosion if your life just exploded and you cannot express it. And as I say here in this graphic, energies never lie. She denied knowing my handler, but her head blew up. And then I had people check, and I checked, and she went directly to her manager and said, and then today, and I can't show you the sketch because then you'll see the layout of the bank, and then maybe I could get into trouble. The manager is considering killing herself. The people deeper in the bank are burning documents. And at the top of my sketch, it says front for laundering money. Well, before they laundered the money, well, maybe they laundered my money. Also, I have a big chunk of money coming in from an inheritance, maybe 2 inheritances. And my handler was waiting for that money because he ended up setting up the person at the bank that I said, do you know so-and-so? He ended up setting her up. The chances of her not having sex with him are zilch and nil. And he has an STD, what do you call it, disease, infection? The kind that will kill you? I didn't know there were STDs that could kill you. I don't even know what the proper language is, but I'm sure she didn't know that. She got set up, but she got new clothes, she got a new car, she got a vacation. And I saw this about a year and some ago, and I thought, that's interesting. Red flag, red flag, red flag. This is Miami. Miami is the Wild West. They have been the bad guys Cuban mafia, Venezuelan mafia, they have been in control for such a long time. They don't care about federal laws. Taking my mail, you could end up in jail. They don't care. Nobody's going to take them to jail. They don't care what they did in Bank of America. Oh my God, Bank of America. They don't care. They don't care where. They don't care. They don't care because they've been caught, I'm sure, at some point. They've never had to pay a consequence. Well, they're going to pay a consequence now because of Trump. But here is something that happened. I was looking on X, which is where I get my news, and I saw the things that Trump said, and I went, what? It doesn't really matter if the thoughts that he had, that he verbalized, are legitimate thoughts that he has. Legitimate thoughts that he has. That doesn't mean it's legitimate. For him to say that of a person that he absolutely adored and that also adored him, that doesn't feel right. There's something going on here. So anyway, I decided I wasn't going to give a chat tonight. I'm going to go and just take a nap. And you know what? I can't fix the whole world. If people, I did check, Trump and Elon have a past life together. And in that past life, and I put it up all over the place, I don't know if people are paying attention. And I made a spelling error in the title. God dang it, my glasses and whatever. In a past life, when people lived, they were indigenous, and there was a big danger coming. I don't know what the danger was. And the big chief in that lifetime today was Trump. And I see him sitting on the ground, and he's saying, okay, what we have to do is we have to collect ourselves, and we have to do like the elephants, and we have to put the vulnerable people in the center, and we circle them, we take care of them. We don't let any other people come into where we're at. We can only take care of our people. And we anchor down and we protect the vulnerable, and we're going to get through this. But there was a younger person, and that younger person, which in this lifetime is Elon, was standing up and said, we just need to get the hell out of here. Let's just pack up and move. Knowing also that the packing up and moving could also mean the destruction of the entire tribe. And that is how the information I got about what's going on with Trump today, with the stuff that he's saying. You can't hear me. Somebody, they're telling me that they can't hear me. Would you try me on another channel? I'm on YouTube in Spanish. I should be on Facebook. I should be on X. Let me see on X if you can actually hear me. Let's see if you can hear me on X. Can you hear me on X? So let me know where you cannot hear me, which will probably be YouTube, because on X you can hear me because I just listened. Okay? Oh, you're on YouTube. Go to X. I've told all my followers, go to X. So, where was I at? X in English is where they're going to kick me out. They don't care about the Hispanics. They don't want the Anglos to wake up. So anyway, I decided, I put that out there, and I went into a massive depression. I ate a big piece of cake so that the sugar could sedate me. And I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to do my mantras, even though I'm afraid. Okay. I sent out to a zillion people the thing with the bank. And by the way, what I said yesterday in the chat about my handler being across the street from the Coral Gables Hyatt, there's a bank there. And my handler was in one of the offices. And then I could see at night where they were packing him up and putting him in a car. And I'm sure he's no longer there. Okay. The head of that bank actually is the head of the bank. So anyway, so I went to take a nap with my rosary to do my mantras, even though I'm afraid. I love and accept myself, but I'm not just afraid of me. You know what? I don't have a relationship with anybody. I don't have a husband, a mate, kids, grandkids. People exist, not for me. I'm by myself. I have to figure out every day what I'm going to eat and what I'm going to give my dog, and I have to get creative because I haven't been able to go to the food store for 2 weeks. I had to do my own hair. This is not good. See that? Doing my own hair. Okay. So what the hell? And I think these bad guys are going to try something huge between now and the end of the weekend, the 7th. By the way, Trump, on the 7th, they're going to try something huge with you. I don't know what it is. But I would suggest that you not have all your family all together. I would suggest that everybody disperse and that information not be given to anybody, including your cabinet. Nobody. Or make plans and then switch them. Because I don't know if those plans are still in place. I got that information 2 weeks ago, and then I thought, I can't give that information. I'm going to get taken down. And why am I going to get taken down? I'm not getting compensated. I'm not getting listened to. I'm not getting respected. Why am I doing this? So I went to take my nap. Even though I'm afraid, I love and accept myself. I had already eaten the cake. There was not much else I could do. And all of a sudden, I woke up at 7:05. And I went, oh my God, he got poisoned. Trump, you've been poisoned. But you've not been poisoned to die. You've been poisoned. Your mind has been poisoned. Where were you today or last night, yesterday? Where were you? Were you in Florida? Did you eat food that somebody gave you that's so nice? Why did you do that? You were poisoned. I don't really care where you were. You were poisoned with magic in your food. So what we saw from you and heard this morning was like, what? But it doesn't make any sense because you see, Trump, we all know that you're not dumb. And we all know that you know how important the economy is. And we all know how everybody loves Elon Musk and how important he is to the economy and what he did for you and for this country in Doge. You, Trump, are not dumb. So why did you do that? You a little tantrum? No, you didn't. It wasn't. It was you, but it was you under the influence of black magic. What have I been talking about for months? What have I been talking about for months? The whole magic thing, the lack of sophistication. I am so sorry if it's a pain in the neck and you cannot eat food, okay? That other people give you. That comes from McDonald's. You don't know who's preparing it. By the way, the back door where the food comes in had an issue months ago. I didn't say it either because I don't want to die, especially knowing that I'm not sure I'm being listened to. So maybe you should look at that. But I don't think it was that. I think somebody prepared you some food. I don't know where you were yesterday. I didn't check. I don't need to follow you. But at 7:05, when I had already decided no chat, I woke up and went, he was poisoned. This is not you. Because you see, even if you actually believe what you said, it's really not to your advantage to say that. It doesn't work. There are probably more people that love Elon Musk than they love you, Trump. So why would you do that? Why would you shake the foundation, the economic foundations of this country? Okay? You would because it's not you. So do we think that we can maybe make it an intention to become spiritually sophisticated? People that are into magic can actually make you love them and like them so much. I did not understand that for years. And then one day, I saw somebody who unfortunately has been subjected to a lot of black magic. And he was at a party at my home, and somebody had made some cupcakes. And he doesn't eat sweets, and he doesn't eat wheat. He doesn't eat sweets, cupcakes. And he had a cupcake. And then he went, wow, this is like really good. And then he had another one. And then he had another one. And it was like so good, the cupcake. And my instinctive knowing, I was like, that's weird. And then I realized the person who made the cupcakes, which by the way is somebody that I brought to the table, they made the cupcakes. And they're from a country where everybody does black magic. And if they want for people to like them, they put stuff in the food. It's called endulzar, which sweeten up. So when I see that level of, I really like this person, wow, they're really good. Oh, I really like them. I'm like, yeah, okay. Let's let a little bit of time go by. There's a quality to it that is the quality of AI graphics. Same quality. I just realized right now saying it. Like, oh, wow, I really like that. I could almost eat that. So you ate some food, somebody poisoned you, and I don't know how the hell you're going to fix this, but you need to fix this because it doesn't work for the economy. It doesn't work for your followers because there's obviously something the matter. There's something that is off. You know what? I really don't care if you ever listen to me, other countries will keep listening to me. And you're like, this lady, what a, and I don't care that I'm weaving you out. But you know how many times I have said it gently. I have said it come in sideways, come in front and center, told stories that are humiliating to me to be able to get you guys to listen. And you're not listening because you're above all of that. Because you all are, and I'm not talking about you now, Tom. You're well to do and you're sophisticated. You got university degrees. I got a university degree too, okay? Give me a break. I probably have a higher IQ than most of you out there. But I also have something else that, by the way, the bad people gave me, which was the training and psychic abilities. Trump, this was not you. It was set up causal by a past life in which you and Elon Trump wanted to save the tribe, which is save all of us, which is sweet. And it created a weakness in your relationship because you didn't agree. He was much younger. That doesn't mean that what he wanted was better. And you were more stable and older and sitting on the ground and grounded and landed. That doesn't mean that you were right. I don't know how that ended up. But I'm going to tell you a little secret. Many years ago, I had already tapped into my past life. By the way, and this is going to throw you all off. Everything in the other dimensions, there is no time. There's no measurement. There's no inches and feet, weeks, months, minutes. There is no. It's all one thing, which is kind of disconcerting, but then it's kind of neat because you can change the past now. Let me repeat. It is known that in the other dimensions, the laws of time and space do not apply. Okay, now breathe that in, and then I'll tell you the story. So, in my past life, which very like this lifetime, very glamorous, very female, but never had a lot of power, and some Gestapo guy got interested in me. I was Jewish from Poland, the part of Poland that used to be German, and then it was Polish. I have no idea. I don't remember now what the sequence was of that part of Poland. So I'm in southern Italy. The head of Gestapo is interested in me, and there's an exchange. I have to be with him, and then he's going to get food for my people and the kids, and I agreed to the exchange. Same thing in this lifetime. And then the war ended, or the war was ending. So all the German soldiers and leaders were going back up. They were being called back to Germany, and he wanted to take me with him. And I said to him, I'm going to get killed. I'm Jewish. You can't do this. I'm going to get killed. And he said, no, they're not going to be able to tell you're Jewish. I'm not Jewish in this lifetime. So I negotiated. My people, my Jewish people, knew, and it was kind of interesting. It's an interesting story, so I'm going to say it a little bit longer and see if I can get you caught up with it so you can understand the end and how it applies today. So, my people, the Jewish people, knew that the war was ending and there was no reason to keep them. They would keep them confined in like little towns, and they couldn't leave. They could go at night, they could run around, and during the day, at night they had to be back to the homes they were living in or the garages. And my people said, would you please negotiate with this Gestapo guy that's obviously caught up with you and get us uh, transportation to the coast, because there's boats there that are going to take us to where Israel's now. And they had jewels, which all the Jews did at that time. So I went to my guy and I said, listen, they want transportation and they have all these jewels and gold that they can give you in exchange. So there was an agreement. But my the Gestapo guy said, you have to come with me. And I said, they're going to kill me. I'm Jewish. No, no, you're not. So I handled the negotiation. The trucks came, and my people said, come on. And I said, I can't. I can't. I made an agreement. I can't. I got you what you need. Don't worry, bye. And that's the way it ended. On the way back up to Germany, we're sitting by a little stream having lunch, food on our way back. And when I'm sitting on the ground, when I turn around, the Gestapo guy has a gun in his hand and he shoots me dead. And then he shoots himself, which happened to a lot of the soldiers and military Nazis when the war was ended. Okay, so that's the way that past life ended. In that lifetime, there was a man amongst my Jewish group who watched what was happening with the negotiation. He said, you're coming with us, right? And I said, no, I can't. I'm not. And he said, you have to. I can't. Okay, I didn't. I got killed. Several years after getting that memory, I went into a meditation with a group of people, and this man from that lifetime was there. And what he did during the meditation, without even knowing it, he went back to that lifetime and he said, you're coming with us. And I did. He changed the past. Wow. Wow. Trump, we need to finish. I know this sounds crazy, but you know what? There really is no time to dilly-dally. There's no time to dilly-dally. There's no time for, okay, this is lesson 1. In 2 weeks, we'll take lesson 2 and we'll check and make sure that we said what we said before. You got it? We don't have time. You can go and change that lifetime the way it ended, which was a split. You on the ground and this guy moving away. Elon moving away, you sitting on the ground, 2 different game plans. You and both Elon should do it also if any of this gets to him, and I suspect it does. You get up, you come together and say, we're going to figure this out together. Maybe Elon, you take the young people. Good luck. I'll stay with the people here that are a little bit older or not mobile. I'll try to defend our space. And good luck to both of us. I don't know. But you can fix this by going to the past. Most people that do the little Wicca thing and they're little witches and they do it, they don't even know this. They know the concept. I think most of them know the concept. They haven't done that. It can happen. I had somebody who did it, who doesn't know the concepts. This past life is a pattern and it's reliving. The button got pushed. 2 different ways of looking at things. You need to go back and fix it. And you can just fix it with your intention. God, please help me with my intention to correct. What needs to be correct are the words that were said. That's a past life, and both of you were right. And because it never finished, I didn't see the end. Anyway, you need to get this corrected. You cannot have this country choosing between you and Elon. Not just because it's not good for the country. It's not good for us as people. It's not good. It's not good. It's not right. And it was a setup. Somebody poisoned you. Now, what happened to Elon? In my opinion, he was too tired. He was too tired. He was too frustrated. He did too much. He didn't ask in return. Or maybe he did. I don't know. But in your case, Trump, you were poisoned against Elon. And you know what? I think he was going to doge the military next. And I think those people know that. And yeah, we got to get rid of this guy. Well, we don't need to get rid of him. We can manipulate Trump. I don't like to view, once I get out of this confinement that I'm in, what I'm going to do about food when I'm at parties and with people. But maybe I'll do what a person who posed as a friend of mine did a decade ago. I would give a party and everybody would show up. Everybody show up with some food, we share, He would show up with a salad for him and his girlfriend. And he said it was because they were on a diet. And they would sit in a corner by themselves and eat that salad, and then they would go ahead and do the social. And I was not, my antenna were not up. And he probably didn't, he did do magic on me. I was, hey, hey. It turns out that he was controlling the entire group with magic, and we were all asleep. So, what does that mean for me in the future? Because I think I'm going to have a great future. What does that mean for me in terms of going out and dinner, which is the way when I was a free person I could do? What does it mean for me? I don't know. But do you know what they used to do in the past? Powerful people like you, less powerful than you. Trump, they had somebody that tasted their food, but you can't have them taste it in the kitchen. I don't know how you're going to figure that out. I don't need to figure that out. You and your wife need to figure that out. But you got poisoned because this is not you. The Elon outburst, I don't like it. Don't like it. But I can kind of understand it. This from you, besides which I got it psychically. How do you like them apples? So I don't think I did it because I'm so overwhelmed, but I did a sketch of my bank. One of the head of the bank is considering suicide. The person that I spoke to is thinking she's going to end up in jail. I hope she does, but she may have an STD because my handler would have sex with anything that moved, men, animals, pets. He has an STD. And then the people in the back, I think I said this a minute ago, I'm not sure, are burning documents, and that bank is into money laundering, but that bank is associated with another bank. Oh, it's right next to where my handler was last night and has been for several weeks. Miami is like the Wild West. And I think that's getting better. I think. They're not as open. They can't do as much. They know there's a little bit of light, but it's been decades of them being able to get away with murder. And they just murdered a relationship with you. They murdered it. Your relationship with Elon was murdered. And it can be fixed because intention creates reality. I did a map of the United States. By the way, yesterday, my group, the Mantrista group, we went ahead and we cleared the United States, and it looked really good. This was yesterday. So Canada haunted. The United States still has mainly green frequency, but then there has this huge red frequency. And so we went ahead, my group, and we cleared it last night. And this is how the United States looked last night. Communication, blue. Yes, some red. So it's not the, it's not the energies that are around you. It was something that was put in your food. So I would check 3 o'clock yesterday. And then I would check and see if I'm alive tomorrow morning. Because these people are bad. And I'm not talking so much the Miami people, but the people that are above them. Because there's got to be somebody above them. And there is. I haven't been able to track that yet. Maybe I'm afraid to track it. All of the civilizations that we uncover and have information about All of the ETs that visit here, come here, friendly, not friendly, all of them know everything or a lot about the other dimensions, which is where the stuff is done that we call magic. We don't in this country. How did we get to be the most powerful country in the world and for the general population and the kind of nice guys in government not know about that to defend themselves? Well, that's obviously a veil that was put down. And then we get Adam Schiff, and he gets put in charge of all intelligence in this country. There's only so much that I can do, which is what happened with my family. I just threw down my hands because to tell my family about the number of people around them, lovely people, lovely couples. Oh, they work for the deep state. What's that? Well, that's CIA. But the bad guys, I haven't met any good CIA agents. Maybe only the bad ones got assigned to me. I have no idea. Actually, in the 90s, when I started to wake up, they assigned a CIA agent that was used for CIA agents that went rogue. I was a CIA agent that went rogue. This was not good. He would show me pictures of my kids at their universities. This was decades ago. I said, why do you have those pictures? Just wanted you to know that we always know where your kids are. That's the same thing they did to me before they sent me to Tibet. When I was 10, they showed me a picture of my sister that I adored and said, when you're over there, we still know where she is. Oh, okay. Are they blackmailing you, Trump? I don't think so. That was an emotional outburst. Anyway, I picked up. You got poisoned with food. So I'm going to drop this here because just because. And I would like for everybody to visualize me in the very near future, a couple of weeks, with my family, with friends, and out of here. I can't even call a real estate agent to find me a new place because my family's favorite real estate agent is weaponized CIA. Got it? And every move that I make, I have moved, I think it's been 15 times in like 30 years, but like 7 times in the last 7 years. Come on. And I used to have antiques. I had a big house. And I think a lot of people think that I just am earning a lot less money. As you age, you have less money. No. The first time I moved, I got a 5-bedroom house because this is the house I liked. I didn't need a 5-bed, but that was the house I liked. It had a really nice yard. Why do I even bother? I can't even go out in the yard here. So I can't even move. You have options, Trump. Exercise them, but no, 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 no. Ask your God to guide you. And ask yourself if that was emotionally intelligent to make those statements, because it wasn't emotionally intelligent to make those statements to the entire world and to continue to talk. What are you talking about? Doging, Elon. What are you talking about? And you can put your head in your hands, but sometimes we need an abrupt stop so that we go, okay, okay, okay. What? Remember I've told you, you only have a problem if you need it? So you needed this problem, but you need to get this cleared because you could take us, including yourself, completely down, dividing the country. And I'm going to express an opinion. The solid information that Elon gave with his investigations is the biggest instrument you have against the enemies that took all this money and left us in a weakened position. Because you can say, oh, the auto pen and this and that. Oh, that's fine and that's good. And hey, let's roll with that because it's true. But those dollar signs, all that money, all that evidence, solid grounding for what it is that you intend, which is exactly a thing that Elon intended. You have to fix this. Elon, you You say you're not an alien, Elon. You're not an alien. Okay. Hey, nobody's originally from this planet. It really has to do with how long have we been here and how much of us we allowed to land. Because there's a part of us that's up. You are a human being alien? I mean, Elon? Okay. Then guess what? You need to respect your physical body. Okay? You need to get enough sleep. You need to eat properly. And I cannot share, but those Diet Cokes, not a good thing, but not because of nutrition, like your mother would say. Mm-mm-mm. You need to respect the fact that you say you're a human, like all the rest of us. And I do think you are a human like the rest of us, except you are the forward human. And again, you're an example to young people and not so young people that go, oh my God, we can do this. This is not just a steady decline. This can actually be glorious. So I need for you two guys to get together. I need for you two guys to figure it out. I will get my people to clear. I don't know if I can adjust that past life for someone else. I wasn't in it. Maybe I was a little medicine woman in the back. No, I was not in that past life. But both of you in that lifetime were looking to take care of all the rest of us. But we're not there today. And we cannot have a nation divided. We cannot go into what's going to happen within the next several days with this great divide, especially since it was not either one of your intentions. I know I sound like I am preaching. I sound like I sound. I deliver the best way possible. If you have mother issues or issues with women, either one of you, which I'm sure both of you do, because that's the case for all of us, then, oh, yeah, why doesn't she just stop talking? This is really important. Okay, so I'm going to call it quits here. So I need for everybody to visualize me within the next 10 days, family and friends around, freedom and the bad guys either locked up or so frightened they won't dare do anything. And I would send you a couple of links to some astrologers that have some great readings on what my enemies, personal enemies, are doing, which are also your enemies, but you don't have the time for that. I am giving you the short version. This country will not make it if it does not become spiritually sophisticated. And the easiest way to change people is for the people at the top, that are the leaders that we admire, that they show, teach, buy into, believe in that. You cannot have a successful disclosure without completely throwing everybody for a loop unless you're spiritually sophisticated. So you need to work on that. And I'm not going to be able to go back to my nap. Thank you. This is extreme. Something shifted. This was extremely painful. When I saw that, I thought I wanted to die. You know what? Future's elastic and plastic. Magic happens. And we need magic for this, but I don't mean rituals. Just vitalizing the intention of the self-correcting. And then the food. Bye.